Right, pretty exciting to be towards the end of this, and we will rearrange the plates and the donuts and all of that. But we are missing a spoon in our glass bowl, okay? And so we're going to need to do that. The other thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to block off the background, and so that this HDRI image is not showing. We're using it for lighting, not for the scene. And this wall I see from my composition that I'm using. This wall is going to need to be extended over so it's not in the scene, and so that gap is not there. Okay, I don't need to show the whole thing. I have a nice composition here. I've flown the camera, and in order to fly the camera now in Blender 2.8, you have to hold not Shift F anymore. It's Shift tilde, and the tilde is the key located next to the number 1 underneath the Escape button. Okay, and above the caps lock and tab. Okay, and when you select that camera to get these grids on, it's a little different. You're going to go to this camera button right here, and then you're going to have to go down and you're going to have to find viewport display, which is right here. Bless you. And then you're going to have to go and check the one that you want. I use the golden ratio. You're welcome to use the thirds as well, but you notice I tried to line up my composition using this. Okay, and my camera is sitting almost on the table, and that's something that's important that I want you to understand as well when setting up to finish this up. Okay, so real quick, just to make things, let's do this. Let's do the spoon first. Okay, so I'm going to need to go into the top view here. I'm going to need to go to Shift S and cursor to World Origin to make sure that's in the center. And now I'm going to need to append in my spoon. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to Append, and I'm going to use the, let's see, I'll stop talking to figure out the right file here. There we go. And I'm going to go into the Object folder, and I'm going to find my spoon. There's the spoon. I'm going to append it from the library, and it should be in here. There it is. Is that it? No, it isn't. You know what happens? It's very, very common now because it was on a different layer. If I append something in and it's not there, I got to pull down the outliner and take a look. And I will find that it is in the sprinkles collection. So probably because I don't know, maybe I had that one selected. I'm not sure. All I got to do is pull that up and put it on the table setting group, and now it's here. Okay. The reason why I couldn't see the sprinkles is because the eyeball in that collection is off because we don't have layers anymore. All right, and so now I'm going to take that spoon and I'm going to place it into the icing. So the other thing is you need to scale this. Maybe it's a big chrome spoon, maybe it's a small spoon, I don't know, but whatever makes sense for you. I'm going to go and I'm going to turn on my widget here to move this over. And I'm going to take a look at that, and I want to in the icing itself. You shift the middle mouse wheel to pull this down. I'm going to go and dip it in the icing. I'm going to go pull it over. I think I'm going to, bless you, I think I'm going to scale this spoon up a little bit and take a look at that. And I'm going to do it from this view. So make sure it's in the bowl. I hit 1. Now I'm going to hit 3. It is in the bowl. And this idea of whether it's resting on the edge or not. That's difficult to see, but as long as it's not going through there, it looks like I got it pretty close. It's not bad. Okay, so I've got that set up, and I'm just going to check that in my camera view, see what that's going to look like. I can move the bowl, the icing, I can move the donut plate, the stacks, I can move all that around later. It's going to all fit into this camera viewpoint. Okay? So I'm going to save that in case I crash. And that is placed. Questions? Getting pretty good at this. All right, good. So we have this selected, and now it's time to put a material on it. I'm in the shading tab, and I need to go, I'll put this outliner away a little bit. Whoops, and grab it so I can see my materials tab. I'm going to go and find the materials tab for this. And I'm going to click New. So I've got a new material on there, and now I'm going to take a look at what is going on here. getting a good view where I can see what I'm doing to the spoon. Let's go down through it. The base color. Well, I want it to be metallic or chrome, so I'm going to leave it white. Okay. Is this metallic?
Yes.
Yes. Turn it to 1. There you go. It's metal. Okay. The roughness. If I go and slide that all the way down, I have a perfect mirror spoon. Has no roughness. That's too much, guys. You can't do that. Look at the preview over here on the right. It's like a perfect mirror. I believe I went over this with you guys. There was the people who design these softwares. I listened to a talk, and they said there is no object on Earth that is that smooth. Zero. Has a 0 roughness factor. So to adjust that, the easy way is I like to zoom in here and then like pan up a little bit. I'm just going to take a little bit of that roughness, a little bit of that smoothness off so it looks a little bit more like chrome or, you know, whatever. And hey, this is up to your taste. Some spoons, I'm watching the mirror ball on the right-hand side now. Some spoons look like this. They look a little bit more like this if you put a reflection in them. Some of them are have a higher polish to them. And this is totally up to you, and you're not going to see this. But I'm liking, I can even go and switch up, well, spoon. I'm imagining what the bottom of a spoon would look like if I was to turn it over and look at the bottom of it. And I could get out a real spoon and look at that. But I'm liking that setting right there. Okay, other settings we need to do is we could try a little anisotropy if we want. This is basically going to, we're going to learn about this later. I'm not really seeing any difference. Never mind. Might as well mention that to you since I brought it up. If something is anisotropic, it's like the bottom of a pan that looks like this. That's what that anisotropic slider is. Okay, it's like the bottom of a pot or a pan that would look like that. Instead of having a sheen that is all the same, this is anisotropy here. Okay, yeah.
It's pronounced anisotropic.
Anisotropic. Oh, nice. Okay. So we got all of these here. And, oh, that's right. There's an extra SO in there. Wonderful. All right. So we have all of those. And we go down through here. There's a sheen. But really all we're looking for, we don't need an IOR. This is not going to transmit any light. It's not going to let any light through. And it's done. That's it. You got that. So if you click off of it and select something else, go back to your camera view, you should have something that looks like a metal spoon there. All right. Questions? Yes, sir.
Whenever I go to
Question on the spoon?
go for the camera,
The camera?
whenever I do shift then the tilde, it exits out of camera view and I can't move it.
I'll help you a little later on with that. Okay. All right. Last thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to add a plane into this to block off the background. And the way we'll do that, honestly, I don't quite know what I want to do with this, but I'm going to make sure that my cursor is in the center. So Shift S, and that's cursor to world origin. And then I'm going to go into the front view here. No, I'm going to go in the side view. I think that's the way I want to be. Let's see if that's going to be what I want to do. I'm going to go Shift A, use Shift A, mesh and plane. And it put it flat anyway, didn't it? Yes, it did. Maybe. Am I in the wrong collection? I am. I put it into the sprinkles collection again. So I'm going to go and I'm going to put this up on the setting here. And now I've got a plane here somewhere. There it is, somewhere. Probably hiding right on the same spot here. But with it selected, I'm going to select it in the outliner if I can't get a hold of it. And then I'm going to use this, I'm going to use the widgets here to move it around. Which I think maybe I turned off. Wonder where the widgets are. Anyways, I could hit G and then Z to raise that up. And then I'm going to go into the side view. Nope, the front view, excuse me. And I'm going to touch R, 9-0, enter. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to move this backwards. And anybody want to help me out? Where'd my widgets go? My move, my rotation, all of that. I might have turned them off. Anybody know? These, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not showing up.
It was the one that you, it's the one that you did. The fourth one on. Yeah, that.
Still don't have them.
Go up to the left and right where it has the arrows. Click the down arrow. It's on.
Somehow they got turned off. Is that this?
No. It was, I thought activate tools, and so it's on.
I don't know what happened. That's something we're going to end up with. They're called object gizmos. Weird. That is weird. I'm not quite sure what happened. Okay, but I do know how to move this without the gizmos. So I'm just going to go into this side view and I'm going to hit G and place this behind the wall. And then I'm going to go into the front view. I think. Nope, I'm sorry. I was in front view a minute ago. This is the side view. And I'm going to hit S to scale this up. I'm just going to kind of make it big. Oh, maybe not that big. I'll hit G to kind of place it here, just so that it's blocking off the background. And let's take a look at that through the camera. It looks like I need to move it over more. And now it's covering everything up. But what is that? That's a window. So I'm going to go, and I know I'm not waiting for you, but basically, we're just going to put a simple material on this. And I'm going to try to use emission. I'm not sure. I know why I couldn't get my gizmos. It's because I'm running an animation, it looks like. That's what's going on. I'm playing through frames. I'm about positive that's what it is. I'll go back to animation and turn this off. Go back to the first frame. And if I select things now, there's my gizmos. That was the problem. I accidentally hit play. Okay, so I have this this plane in. Let me try this out. Let me touch. I'm going to add a new material to it, and this is what we did in the old tutorial. So let's see. I'm going to click off both the nodes. I'm going to delete the principled, and I'm going to add in. It's going to be Shift A, and I'm going to go to shader. We'll try. I heard these don't work in Eevee though, so we'll see. I'm going to go to the emission shader. And then I'm going to connect the emission shader into the surface. That works. For what we're doing, it works. And the color is going to be like a morning color. Kind of a lighter tone, warmer tone here. I don't like that. Still doesn't look like it's emitting. If I switch over into cycles, I wonder what it looks like there. Still not really doing much, is it? I may have to come up with a better solution than that, because that doesn't look that great. I might have to play around with it a little bit.
Oh, you have to turn it above 3.
Above
Above
3,
one.
above 1. Oh, just turn it up.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, that's in cycles. Let me come back to Eevee. Ah, it does work. Look at that. I've got it really bright at 60. So this is also incorporating what's called bloom, and it's lighting. It's putting light on the table as well, as you can see. So I don't know. You have to figure out where you want that to be. Just have to play around with it. Very last thing, guys, is I'm going to go and I'm going to extend this wall out. In order to do that, very simple. Let me save here quick and come back and tweak that window there. In order to do that, I'm going to need to go to the modeling, and I'm going to go into edit mode on this object. I'm going to select each one of these by holding shift. And now, where are my widgets? There we go. Oops, I got the top birds too, so I'm going to have to touch A to deselect those. Double tap. And maybe I will just use circle select this time to get that one, and that one. And all I have to do is go into camera view and figure out how far out this is going to be. And there we go. It's out. And so all we got to do now is rearrange objects, finish our sprinkles if we need to, duplicate objects, make a scene that you want to make. Okay? And this is not about copying what you see elsewhere. It's kind of about creating a composition of your own. And that is that.